Before you worry about the cameras, the lights, the fancy editing, you need one thing first. Something to talk about. So I'm a busy business owner, and I bet you are too, and you probably don't have a ton of time to sit around on YouTube looking and brainstorming for topics. So here's the fastest way that I would start. Now, most business owners don't start YouTube because they have nothing to talk about. They actually have lots of things to talk about. They always answer questions, and more often than not, they just go into the ether and you're repeating them over and over again. There are people in your world who are asking you in direct messages whether or not you could do something, if something is included. All of these things are topics that you could talk about, and you probably never thought about it, but these things are what people are typing into the search bar. And that's important to know because YouTube is one of the largest search engines in the world. And if you are making specific content for the people searching for what they're looking for, then you're going to come up more often, more frequently for those people who could potentially be your customers. Now, the problem is that you don't have a lack of knowledge. The problem is you probably just don't have a way of capturing that. You probably have 50 video ideas already, but you just haven't had a chance to sort them, answer them, and to record them in a way that is useful for other people. The easiest way to start is not by trying to follow a trend and trying to do all these fancy things that you see other creators doing. The vanity metrics really don't mean so much, especially if you're running a bona fide business and people already come to you for a product or service. What you need to do is to answer questions that people have or objections that people have in a way that is easily digestible and helps them move forward in the sales process. So it's really important to focus on the customers that you serve. And the more specific you are about overcoming each of those objections, the faster and the more traction you're going to be able to get. Now, let's just say you're a photographer, like I have the production for 360 Media. They often ask, well, what should I wear for my headshot? What you want to do is you want to add your own spin to it. Now, while most people say like, oh, keep to neutral colors, I prefer to say, well, I think you should wear something that's really sort of in tune with who you are, what you feel most comfortable with, and what makes you fall in love with yourself. Because that's when you really are feeling the most authentic. And that's where I'm going to make you look your best. Because if you're constantly thinking about, oh, is this too tight? I have like back fat showing. Is this top too low? Is this color too bright? I don't know if I really like this. Then these things are going to distract you from having the most amazing headshot. And we are our own worst enemy. So when I produce the video, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about my particular positioning, my thoughts, my viewpoints about a particular item. And this is what separates you from the other people. Don't just rely on AI slop. Don't just tell it to give you a topic and write about it. Write about your expertise. Write about it as if you were caring about the customers who are right in front of you. Your audience doesn't need you to be clever. They don't need you to be like super trendy. They just want to make sure that they have the answers, right? Good content is king. The quick exercise that I want you to do this week is open up a notebook or your app on your phone, and I want you to write down 10 questions that you commonly get asked about. Now, what I want you to do is if a person is asking a very convoluted question, break those questions up into a more bite-sized question. The more concise that you answer a singular question, the higher the chance it's going to rank. When you're answering 2, 3, 4 questions in one single video, what ends up happening is the algorithm gets confused. So the more concise that you are, the better it's going to be. And it's okay to have a short video and multiple short videos that answers in a particular format and delivers it in a way that your consumer can consume it, than having an extra long video where they have to hunt for it. So here are some categories that you can think of. The questions that people have when they are buying from you, the questions that people have after buying from you, questions that people are maybe too scared to ask, questions that people ask because they are confused, or questions you wish people asked you before they hired you. You often want to ask the question that somebody may be too embarrassed to ask you because that's what they're likely trying to put into the Google search bar or into ChatGPT. Once you have those tools, you can use things like ChatGPT, Answer the Public, Uber Suggest, YouTube search, or Google search to expand on those ideas. But ultimately, you want to put your own special, unique take on it. Don't just take AI verbatim because it's just going to be slop and it's going to be something that everybody else does and you won't stand out. So have your own thoughts in the process and infuse that into your videos because that's what makes you uniquely you. Remember, it's important that we use AI because it speeds up the workflow, but don't let AI run the system. Use AI as a tool, but use your brain as the actual driver of your content. So one of the things that I think people have misconceptions about is they try to pick out the biggest topic, what they think is really, really important. But I'm going to caution you against that. And one of the reasons why I think doing it this way is going to be more effective is because I feel like when you are beginning this journey, there is a lot to think about and there's a lot of self-consciousness about it. So oftentimes trying to do a very big question leaves us with a lot of ums, ahs, and hesitation about what is it that we could really talk about? What can we add our expertise? So instead, I think that you should start with the smaller questions. Having the smaller questions that are easy to answer as part of your first YouTube series is going to build confidence and momentum. You're going to be able to record them quicker. You're going to have less stumbling on them. You're going to be able to produce them quicker, and you're going to be able to post them at a better cadence. When you start to get into complicated stuff, then you're going to be overwhelmed with the recording process, whether you got everything, whether or not ChatGPT included everything that you should have talked about, the editing process, and then of course the delivery and the captions and the description. That stuff is going to overwhelm you. So instead, start with the small questions, easy to answer, easy to regurgitate, easy to deliver, and build momentum as you go along. Your first videos aren't to show that you are the guru or the genius. Your first videos are really for you to show up and serve an audience. Remember that we are in this series to build a habit that helps you grow your business online for the long term. So going for the big one isn't really going to make a big difference. We're not playing the Super Bowl. We're still in the exhibition games that preclude the season. So for instance, in this video series, I am really trying to build 1,000 followers by creating videos that are under 5 minutes that are easily consumable for business owners who are busy but want to make sure that they produce content that is relevant, contextual, and helpful to attract people and position them as the actual authority in their space. Because all of us are busy, all of us have our day-to-day commitments, our family commitments, our own personal commitments, and so content isn't really at the top of our mind. It isn't a priority, but we know that it is important. And so I'm helping you produce the habit that's going to give you the knowledge bank that's going to matter down the road when people are searching for you online. If you're trying to start YouTube as a busy business owner, follow along. We are keeping this simple. In the next video, I will show you how I use ChatGPT to take my rough ideas into something that sounds more like me and less like the generic internet soup that's out there. So subscribe if you're building this with me. We are going from awkward first video to 1,000 followers, one simple step at a time.